Loma Linda at 106.5 FM, K293CF, Moreno Valley.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show right here on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAARadio.com website. Sunday night again, y'all. Let's bless the show. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time. Hey. Good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier Show, a.k.a. Sports Selective TV, Media, Radio. You know we live in the studio, so if you got to get out of your car, grab your device, type in KCAARadio.com website, and you can click Listen Live or Watch Live. AM, FM, 106.5 FM and 1050 AM. What else? That's it. Always a full show for you, full deck. Shouts out to Biani. He's not here tonight, but he will hang out with us next Sunday. What else?
Biani of the Ips.
The Ips, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's just get right into it because we got full
mission, huh?
Mission tonight.
It's like that tonight, ain't it?
It is. It is.
It should be.
Did the 49ers win?
Bang, bang, not again. You dang right we did. And
we lost.
Cowboys won, too.
Steelers lost.
Yeah.
That's why I could ask if y'all won.
Yeah. Seattle Seahawk fans, did you guys win today? Because you guys sure pay attention to what we do. Sure that's right. You guys choked today agaday against the Lambs.
Did they miss a field goal or something?
In the business,
yeah.
Oh, I thought I saw that.
A chipper. Oh, man. Gotta love the Seahawks.
You gotta love. Hey, you know what? I love Pete. And I hate to say this.
Say it loud.
But it might be his time.
Ooh. Is he done?
Everybody doesn't have to get on the hot seat.
Are you sure?
Everybody doesn't have to get on the hot seat for it to be their time. You know what I mean?
It just
it hasn't been. It's kind of like the Cowboys haven't been the Cowboys since we had Jimmy, right?
Yeah,
Jimmy
days.
Dorsett.
Really, seriously.
Drew Pearson.
Then you look at right now, Seahawks ain't really been the same since they had Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
Legion of Boom?
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Legion of Boom. So Pete Carroll had his run at SC.
Should he retire?
I don't think he should retire. I think he needs, because he's such a great coach and he's at that prime age of being legend, right? So he should just get a new team. Just get a new team.
Go somewhere else?
Just go somewhere else.
He did draft well, though. The last two
Amazing.
drafts,
He did.
hit hard.
He did.
And I think that's his lifeline.
He did.
That's
He
his
did.
lifeline?
That's his lifeline.
He did.
Yeah,
Could that be his next gig?
Right.
No, because him drafting the way he drafted practically gave him another 3 years.
Yeah,
Oh.
I agree with
Oh,
that.
okay.
I agree with
So
that, right?
that's
Reviving Geno.
Yeah.
Reviving Geno and giving
Kept him
Geno,
for the cheap.
that's what really made it valuable, was because he did it for the, you know what I mean?
Nobody gave Geno that shot for Pete.
And then, when you have a show like DK Metcalf that people just want to see,
Well, yeah.
you got some pieces.
Then you
where
got
he's
Tyler
doing it, right?
Lockhart over there who's
Yeah,
just catching. He not only is Tyler Lockhart one of the best receivers, but he's also the team's official realtor. That's crazy, right?
Wow, right? Oh, man.
He came
nuts,
in.
right?
He came in with the bag.
It's like, wait a
Give me a
minute.
touchdown, I'll get you out.
That part, man.
Oh,
It's
man.
wild.
G
But,
on deck. We
but
good,
yeah,
man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
did the Steelers win?
No, we didn't.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would have worn the shoes if they did.
Yeah.
You don't wear their shoes regardless. So, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
I love it.
Man,
I love
it's
it.
been a good weekend.
Man.
A lot of football. Like football is the thing that we love about football is so it's so honest.
Yeah.
You can't lie football. What I mean by that is it's like all that fluff that we see and all up in the field.
Yeah.
It all comes to an end when you got to really like catch the fade.
Yes.
Yeah.
sir.
It really does. and we're at a point where, and Coach Will can attest to this, and Ariane can as well. You're seeing a whole lot of Deer High School. It's been fun.
Ooh.
Outposts.
Yes, sir.
Like that?
It's so vicious.
And it's going so fast.
Yeah.
So sad.
And
Sad to see.
yeah.
Oh.
But you said
Right.
bad decisions?
Well, because what did I just say to him earlier? Didn't I say this earlier? I said, wow. I said, it's kind of a sad thing, man.
Yeah.
I said, these guys had great runs.
Yeah.
But it's sad to watch these dudes
It's-
like realize, come to the realization.
We watched them
that,
grow up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
I've
true.
I've had classes of
Yeah.
dudes
Yeah, you
going
have.
out, and as I'm even today, we are starting, some 7-on-7 stuff, and I'm looking around, and it's a lot of new faces, good energy still, but it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and then the younger faces are now it's
Yeah.
it's like wow,
The
man.
transition,
But
huh?
but the
It's so
biggest thing
wild.
was watching on Twitter all these kids and all these dudes post out like peace out,
Yeah.
high school's over. It was
to the
fast,
next.
and a lot of them
Yeah.
say that it was fast, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
really
I mean,
fast. It goes by quick.
yeah, man. See, and so even for me, I'm like, damn, let me slow it down. How can I slow this thing down? You know what I mean? Where can I find an extra year somewhere? Let me.
For real. I mean,
No.
and the beautiful part about that, we're going to get into that conversation like later on in the show.
that's a tough one.
It's going to be a real one because,
Yeah.
I love tonight's element of the show because we have a father and son aspect of
Yes.
things.
Yes.
And it's really real when you are a coach's son
Yeah.
and you watch your father put on so many people.
Yeah.
And it's another thing when the father can put on the son too,
Yeah.
on a high level. And we're going to dip into that. I cannot wait to get into that one. But
How does
yeah.
it feel to sit across from him right now? Anyway.
I mean, we have a lot of conversations, so it's nothing too new.
not
But
brand
I
new.
mean, it feels a little different
Yeah.
just
not
in
brand
the
new.
setting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is his time, and it's so crazy because it's like we've done this. You remember what we did with Drake Metcalf?
Oh my gosh, you talking about 2016?
Went to Stanford
17.
and tried to do our show. I'm like, man,
Went
just
to
like,
Stanford.
yeah,
How many have came through to try to do our show?
A lot.
A lot.
Oh,
it's,
man.
it's
Cool,
a
though.
lot, but this is
Cool,
the
though.
beautiful part about it. This is just the beginning of their run, and the crazy part, we're talking about Drake Metcalf. That was like 2017,
Yeah.
and it's like he's a senior now.
I know.
Everybody's a senior everybody's a 5th or 6th year senior with COVID. COVID,
Yeah.
that
man,
COVID,
that's
that
a
extra
whole
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
See,
man.
luckily, well, I don't know if I can say luckily because a lot of people really benefited with that extra year.
Right.
So,
no, they did. They did.
I mean,
They did.
big
They
time,
did.
and there was a quarterback from Florida State, Travis, who was one of them, and he just shattered his ankle this weekend. And
Well, I mean,
Ugh,
and that's
that-
a conversation, right?
that-
Should,
that-
should they ban that tackling technique? The way they did with horse collaring and certain things like that. Should
Because
that that be out?
is that him and Aaron Rodgers going down the same way?
And Andrews from the Ravens, they went down.
Yeah.
Literally the same weekend, NFL and college,
Yeah.
two players
they
went
gotta-
down off of what they call
Like a horse collar.
it's
tackle.
drop the hit, tackling from behind, but they're dropping the hips,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
they're like basically,
Landing
taking the
on
guy down, dropping their whole body, and the guy's
Oh,
going
and then-
forward at
Yeah,
this
right.
momentum.
So they're pulling
And
them.
then they're rolling them up, kind
Yeah.
of, right? So Bart Scott and those guys on the
Yeah.
big dip, on the mothership, as they say, they talked about if they should ban that, right? And Ryan Clark and Bart, they both had this back and forth, and they're like, he's like, well, how am I supposed to tackle a guy from behind
Right.
to stop his momentum and
Right.
stop that, And it's
That's a tough one.
It is a
That's
tough,
a tough
one,
one.
right?
Somebody
Like
gotta
the
hit the
crackback
gym.
had to go,
Yeah.
right? The what they call it went from blind side to crackback. They kept changing the name until now it's just illegal. If you come backwards to block a guy, it's a
Yeah.
flag. You bet,
Yeah.
and if he can't see you, you better just be throwing your
Oh
hands
my
up like
God.
this.
That's
when you
Because if
see
you're
people
not,
like this.
yeah, now you're seeing
Seriously?
Yeah.
right? Like you're like, wait, and you're gonna look from the
Yeah.
stands and be like, that kid's soft. Why he didn't block him?
Right.
But if he did block him or
He's
extend
done.
his arms
It's
anyway,
15.
it's 15.
Yes, sir.
right?
And is that also a first warning for is that a personal foul?
It's a personal foul.
So
as
you
well.
get a warning with that.
Yeah,
2 you out, right?
2 you out the game,
Yes, sir.
right?
Oh,
So
That's
how are you
crazy.
supposed to tackle now?
That's
Yeah.
the
That's a
question.
$1 million
That's the new
question.
question.
We got to relearn the game. And the funny part is,
Fast five.
this is a whole nother conversation. Flag football is an Olympic sport.
Fast
A
five.
lot of stuff is about to really evolve into this flag football.
Hey, Ed Blunt. Fast five.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ed Blunt.
Ed Blunt better get
Fast
some
five,
skin in the
baby.
game
Fast
because
five.
because
Oh, it's right there.
Ed Blunt been talking about this for like
For
20 years.
Yeah.
yes,
20 years.
I've been knowing him since 2012.
He needs to get some skin in the game
Oh,
with this
no,
because
we
this
got-
is
we
his
got it
idea.
covered. We
He's
got it
ready.
covered.
I think he's ready. He
Yeah.
had a good layout. I can't wait to see.
That layout's
I'm here,
been there
Ed.
for,
I'm still
for
here,
a
baby.
minute.
Music, entertainment, all of that.
Yeah.
That layout, bro. He showed us that layout like when we were doing our old show.
Yeah.
We just couldn't believe it. And the funny part was,
It's coming.
it was ahead of its time then.
Yeah, it's coming.
So we need it, man.
Wow. Definitely, man.
With Florida State's quarterback's injury, he may get another year like Utah's quarterback with the medical red shirt, though. So he could be in luck.
Yeah, you're gonna be like 24 leaving college. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, no, that's a
Yeah.
good point though. Good point though,
Yeah.
right? Cam Rising gets to come back and
24
have
leaving
that
college.
senior year at Utah, and
Yeah.
then Florida State's quarterback. Depending on, he's gonna get a medical red. They're gonna make sure that happens because of
Yeah.
what the impact it was,
Well, yeah.
how it impacted the game. It was
Yeah.
live. It was a national televised
so
game.
you
Yeah.
gotta-
So
you
you know
gotta
how
have
it is.
some-
They
yeah,
like,
you gotta-
NCAA gonna probably step
Yeah.
up and
Yeah.
protect
With the
themselves.
Hold it up.
tackle.
That's impacting the college playoffs.
Yes,
They're
sir.
undefeated.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
you got a backup that got to try to be like old boy at Ohio State did a few years ago. Nobody had no film on him, no nothing. And he's gonna have to hope that he can pull that one off. Good luck.
Right.
Good luck on that one.
Hopefully the O line is good enough.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. Are we gonna run that first commercial?
Yeah,
real
let's
quick?
run the PSA and
In the morning time.
did you lock in your
At the night.
Yeah, we got him. We got 15.
All right, so at 15 we got the Zoom calling in, and then let's knock out this is Call Me Go, our sponsor. Again, this is dedicated. The PSA is for military. I'm a veteran. However, we understand that anxieties, stress, panic attacks, it's a human being flaw. So this device might be for you. So check it out. This is Call Me Go. Shout us out. What's the count?
What's the count?
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes. In moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show on KCAA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. We appreciate you for listening in. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram at Sports Active Media if you're trying to get down with us, at What's the Count on Twitter. And, yeah, that's all you get right now.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready, man? Oh, my goodness.
We're over here playing around with our gadgets.
What did you
Yeah.
We got stuff going on
We got
here, man.
good stuff.
At Robert
going
Lamar on Twitter.
Right.
Like technology
Instagram.
in the house.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so I went to Modern Day and
Yeah.
and Sierra Canyon, and I tell you that game was interesting.
You predicted, you said one way or the other it was going to be a turnout.
I said either it's going to be a blowout
Yeah.
or it's going to be upset by 14.
Yeah, by 14.
Right.
And yeah, it was a blowout. But
It was.
did you see the fumble that I posted in the first quarter?
Oh, my God.
Did you see that fumble that I posted in the first quarter?
I'll tell you this. So, I won't say who, but they said that after that fumble,
It changed everything
right away.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Change the momentum.
The
of
momentum
game.
switch
because
like
Sierra Canyon got the ball first and they fumbled.
that? Ooh.
Modern Day got the ball in the red zone.
Like the 10, right? Or the 5?
Yeah, at the 10.
Right, yeah.
Ooh.
And oh boy was reaching over, and the attempt to get past the goal,
goal
line,
line.
he lost control of the ball.
Right.
Sierra Canyon recovered the fumble, but they say he was down. They scored, and at that point, it just kind of like
no.
sucked them out. Modern Day hit them so hard to the point where you can tell they were trying to intimidate them.
Yeah.
It was like, we're going to bully these guys. Now, Sierra Canyon has like one of the best coaches in all of Cali.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And he
Definitely.
really he weathered that storm. It's just that the momentum with that and just kind of like that tempo like that,
Yeah.
that they weren't quite ready then, but that game should not have been the blowout that it was.
Right.
I didn't play football. I played football way early in age. What does that feel like to have the momentum change at that level, though, at a high school
It's
level?
really bad for football because it's really like a mental thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
You
yeah.
can't because it's not physical at that point. It's
yeah,
mental.
It's mental,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're just practically at this point. You kind of feel like, okay, well, this isn't going to be our night.
Our night, yeah.
And whatever we do,
You can't go in the locker room and, like, regroup?
Nah, you hope you do.
You want to,
Right.
But it's one of those things where you better go to the locker room and it's not too bad.
Right. That's
And
what I was about to say.
if you go to that locker room and it's like bad,
It's already.
Well,
man.
what happens is you see you go touchdown, right? Oh, it's not too bad. We're
Yeah.
still in it. We're
Yeah.
still in it, guys. No problem. 14 now. We're still in it. No problem. Let's make a couple plays because you see things happening, right? Or just missing shots, just missing first downs. And then by the time you look up,
It's 21, 28,
it's 21-3.
It's wild.
28-6, and you're like, man, right?
That's tough.
And then the clock just starts going a little slower, all right? And the beating starts, the pounding gets a little bit, harder.
Yeah.
Pause. All right, you know what I mean? But
That's
it's
tough.
serious, man. So,
That 28-point differential makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you hit the 28, it's like we really gotta try to lock
You gotta
in.
figure it
Yeah.
out. Huh?
yeah.
Jeez.
That's the coldest part, man. And like I said, like we felt that game. I think everybody in the stadium actually, except for like the cocky ones at modern day.
Kind of
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
deflated.
But but the non-cocky ones, just like the level-headed ones, everybody thought that it was going to be a closer game than that.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I talked to Big Bruce, and he just looking around, and he calls himself Jerry West. Shout out to Bruce Bible, man. That's my dog, man. I love Bruce.
Yes, sir.
And he basically, the conversation that we had, he said, okay, well, I know what we need now. And everything he said was check, check, check. Sierra Canyon is not going to be the same moving forward. So
In a good way.
in a great way. So it's going to be vicious,
Yes, sir.
and I look forward to seeing that over there, But we got a thing with competition, and we're trying to figure out how can we make it more of a level playing field.
Yeah.
What is Maddie on? Do we got
are,
Maddie?
Are we ready to?
We got Maddie.
rock?
Oh, let's
Maddie.
go.
Let's do it.
Let's
then.
go, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's get the man of the hour, man. And I saw this kid play his heart out. I love when the youngsters go so hard. You got dudes from Maddie to Ariane to Carson, all these dudes that are young dudes that's saying the hell with how old I am, I'm a dog. On a high stage.
Going to get it early.
I can't say enough of that because when we were in high school, being on varsity in the 10th grade was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
It was
would
almost to
imagine.
the point you didn't really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Definitely.
seeing freshmen and
varsity.
on varsity like it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Mr. Matty,
What's up?
man, let my audience know who we speaking to right now, big baby.
What's up? My name is Madden. I'm a 10th grader at Sierra Canyon. I play DB, and I'm currently committed to USC right now. Coming off a tough loss in modern day, but overall, great season. First team All Mission League. Pretty much it.
Yeah.
Matty, I just want to say one thing before we get into the nitty gritty. Why should everybody you go to Sierra Canyon? That is the best school in the world to go to. Tell everybody why your school is better than everybody else real quick. Just like real quick. Like it's like going to a college. Like it's insane. I love that school.
Overall, they fund the athletic program. I mean, and academics are great. People who you're going to school with, they're all going to be successful if they're not already successful. Pretty much just setting you up for like the real world, and that's pretty much it.
They really care about you guys. That's what I love about Sierra Canyon.
Yeah.
Maddie, how did this all start, man? Where did this journey begin for you, for football?
Well, I started playing football. I was around 4 or 5. My brother played football. He went to Loyola. So I really just looked up to him. I wore number 9 because of him. Played on the Pasadena Trojans. Growing up, Pasadena, a lot of people went D1 or like in the NFL. And I really just looked up to people like them, like Miles Bryant or like David Long Jr. All these people who have started where I have and like gone up the ranks. And 14, I would say my biggest journey was like going play with the OC Buckeyes out there in Orange County. That was like where I could like see and put myself against the best talent around like the whole nation. We ended up losing in the national championship, but that's really where I saw myself like, oh, I could play with these guys. And that led me to Sierra Canyon. that was really the only school I really wanted to go to. And obviously where we're at right now, I didn't think we could like be here, but like being the number 3 or 4 team in the state, it's great.
That's big.
Big time.
I mean, you kind of answered my next question, but we all have our moments when we're playing, because you named some names that a lot of people respect. We watch those kids grow up too. What was your moment when you knew that you can compete with the big dogs and like this is you can be that guy too? What moment do you remember that made you think that?
I would definitely say my freshman year. It was my first start. We're going against Mission Viejo, and that whole week, my whole game plan was going against Mikey Matthews. It was at Utah right now.
Yeah.
And they beat us by like 40, but like that game, I had like 9 tackles or something like that. And being at my weight last year, that was just like a big accomplishment going against all these like D1 guys. And just being matched up against Mikey Matthews, such a great receiver right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Great guy,
That's big time.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a couple more for you now. I'm going to pass you all along the deck. Tough loss on Friday. Losses like that hurt because, we all know, we were speaking about it. I don't believe that Mater Dei was 28 points better than you guys. It's just that, there's a lot of momentum in football. Their physicality was apparent. Like, they tried to intimidate you guys. And you guys kind of withheld the storm. Once you guys calmed down, you guys had the confidence that you guys can play. But, football is an unforgiving game.
Yeah.
You have another few years left. So what is the mindset in going into the off season to the point where you feel like you need to improve on your game personally?
Well, just overall, just like getting bigger, right now I'm probably like 155 to like 160 range. And that's really like the biggest thing for me, just physicality. As you can see, Mater Dei was just more physical than us. That's just what it came down to. They dominated like everything. So, but really just getting bigger, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Now, UCLA's the city champs right now. I don't like to say that, but that's what happened. There's you're going to your dream school, USC. Congratulations on that. Not everybody can say that, but you are one of the few that can. So that's such a blessing.
Right.
You will be dealing with a different defensive coordinator than the one that you committed to, but I think you probably had an idea that maybe he might have been out as well. But you know how it is when it comes to that. You can't say anything. What are you looking forward to for the next hire for the person who comes in who's going to be the defensive coordinator and maybe even we'll just go with the defensive coordinator. What are you looking for in regards to like the type of coach that you want to, coach you up and develop you up for the next few years?
So when I committed, I knew Grinch was going to get fired. They had already told me like 2 weeks prior to when he did get fired.
Yeah.
So I knew that he was not going to be there, but just talking to Coach Dante and Lincoln Riley, and just what their plan is for like these recruiting classes coming up.
Yeah.
But the DC, I don't really have any mind. I just want to go to somewhere where there has like energy and like physicality, someone who you could really like play for and like die on that field for. That's really what I'm looking for.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
someone who you can like bond with, on the field,
Yeah, because you're there to play, but I mean that's a family. So you got to trust these people, and your dad is such a solid one. Your mom is too, and they're not trying to send their kid to a place where they're not cared about. So that's really important for us, man. So I appreciate you being in the zone with Robin Lamar, and I'm about to send you over to my boy Coach Will.
I got you.
Hey, how are you doing, man? Thank you again for joining the deck, bro.
Thank you.
We get to pass each other in the off season quite a bit.
Always.
So I always get to enjoy your character, man. That's one thing I can say, from afar, is that I watch you carry yourself with a lot of class. You're very supportive. I've seen you watch your teammates with a lot of joy, their successes, even when you're not on the field. You carry yourself very, very well. Um,
Thank you.
what are some of the like current goals and some of the future goals that you have within this window, right? Like for some in this phase of football, this entertainment sport that we're in, people they're seeking kind of that ultimate goal, which you've had this early success with, right? Good program.
Mhm.
Program has had success, being in the championship, going deep in the playoffs. The scholarship opportunities, or and then obviously now that you're committed. So what are some of your current goals, and then some of your future goals within this window of time that you've kind of achieved so much?
Well, last year going into this season, I set some goals and I pretty much hit all of them. I had my goals were like 4 picks, 10 PBUs, 2 forced fumbles, and 35 tackles, and I hit all of them except for 35 tackles, which
Right,
I don't know why I only had 29, but
Only 29.
right.
yeah, but coming up, my goal is really just to get bigger and stronger and just be like more of a leader on the team. I feel like I already am a leader, but next year just striving for like being a captain and being someone like the younger people could look up to me and just like keep boosting my other players. Like if they could get scholarships, like they could like the college coaches that might be coming to see some of the other people on our team like me, they could look at the people younger than me.
Right.
I feel like just like helping the underclassmen now that I'm going to be an upperclassman next year. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
Right. And I have one more before I pass you over. You have, I'll just give a quick comparison. Bosco is known for, helping kids get scholarship opportunities, or at least college looks at their practices. Like, that's how good the program is. We all know, like, they film their practices. All this great stuff is going on. Well, I know one thing about Sierra Canyon that most people may not know, besides the obvious, right? That you're at one of the grittiest practices every day, right? You have to go
Yeah,
against DJ and
DJ,
Quasi
Quasi.
and then Cole Crawford and then
Yeah,
Chop, and then I mean it's just Dane, and
X.
it just doesn't stop, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it just doesn't stop the competitive level that it's at, right? So how do
yeah.
you maintain your grit, your grind, your focus to say, you know what? But beyond wanting to be a dog, like what are some of the things you do to stay prepared every single day to compete on that level, right? We're not talking about small receivers either. These dudes are
Yeah.
all 6'1" to 6'5", right? We're talking real gamers. So, can you just give me that?
Well, I mean, practice is always fun, with those guys, especially in the spring when it was more competitive. We had this thing called a compete drill, and basically we'd just start at the 20, we'd just go live 7-on-7, against one another. And guarding DJ, he talks a lot,
Of
he get in your
course, of
head.
course, of course.
Quasi too,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like those are my guys. We always compete at practice, one on
Right,
ones,
right.
anything like that. But it's really just fun, and they make the games easy. Going against like these other receivers don't really compare to ours, except for like modern day. That was modern day was probably like the time where I felt like this feels like practice to me. This feels like someone I could compete with, and someone like who has the talent across from me. That's really they make games easy
Yeah,
all year.
that's big. That's big.
Cool, man. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm
No
looking at the
problem.
clip. I'm gonna get right into my segment, fourth down segment. I'm looking at this video of you catching this pass, intercepting this pass, should I say? Give me
Yeah.
that fourth down. What was going on in your mind in that play, man?
Well, so Trent, I played with Trent when we were 14 on the OC Buckeyes. I know how good he is. I know how they like to give him the ball whenever. And basically, he plays in the slot. So when they put him to number one receiver, I automatically knew something was up. And then my guy Marquise, who's also committed to USC, he
Yeah.
was like, if this tight end blocks, you're gonna be a free player.
Mm.
I was like, I already pretty much knew that, but my tight end blocked. I went straight to Trent. It was back shoulder. Just read the QB's eyes, and the QB happened to be someone who played on that OC team with me as well. He was the
Okay,
quarterback.
okay, got you. We got it. We got
It's
it.
kind of funny. It's kind
Yeah.
of funny. He was in for that one drive, but
Right.
that's my guy. But just went up and go get the ball.
Yeah.
Sweet pick,
Yeah,
man.
that's some
good.
serious football IQ right there.
That's
ain't
what
it?
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Give me, when you hear mental toughness in the world of sports for you, what does that mean to you?
just like keeping your head up. I remember the Sarah game, we were down 14-0, no one really got down or anything. And everyone we knew we had trust in each other. And like, if something happened, Wyatt threw that pick six. There was 5 people. We got your back. We got your back. Keep your head up. I feel like just keeping that toughness and keeping that you could do this and you could like compete with these other people. I feel like that's what mental toughness is.
That's a big.
You mentioned about maybe your next level of being even a captain of the team. When there's so many expectations set by your teammates, how do you handle expectations right now, as far as making sure that the mental toughness, that the team spirit is still there, like you said? So, as a captain, how would you think you could handle that?
Well, I feel like just keeping like my teammates up, the seniors right now who are captains, they kept me up if I had any downs or whatever, like any bad games or maybe somebody caught the ball on me. I feel like the captains and my seniors were great. My seniors were great this year, and they really just kept me up. And I feel like I could do that for the next classes coming up.
Cool,
Right,
appreciate you.
right,
And then I got 2 more for you, and then we're good to go. Juggling expectations from your friends, your family, your teammates, coaches. How do you handle your time off the field, man?
Really just schoolwork. I have a 4.5 right now GPA, and that's really like my biggest accomplishment.
Say it louder for the
And
people in the back, baby.
Say
That's
that
right.
again for the people in the back.
4 point. What?
Got to drink some water on that note.
Good Lord. I love it.
Jeez.
that's my biggest thing. And my dad's always on me with that. That's like my biggest accomplishment off the field. Just keeping a steady like school pace and all that. And it's really just time management for school for me. Football's over now, so I can focus entirely on track and schoolwork now. So
What do you want to say about Pops?
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely right.
Definitely,
Your
man.
pops
Thank you.
is one of the most genuine dudes in the football circle. I
Yeah.
really appreciate your pops. We've been doing this for a long time, and we got mixed review of our parents. I'll say it. I straight out do. But your dad is not one of them. I really appreciate him for who he is. So if he's out there, man, tell him Robert Lamar appreciates him. If he's listening, man. If you hearing this, Matt, I appreciate you, Brody. You're a real one, bro.
Got you.
You want to say something?
Good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, I have one question for you, Maddie. What would you say the culture is like at Sierra Canyon for the people that don't know?
Family. That's my biggest thing. Like I stress it. It's a big family. There's not a lot of us. I mean, one of our coaches said that we make up 10% of the school population, the football team. Like our school is tiny, so we have to be a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And like every lunch, every free period, we're always together. That's really just it. Like people who transferred in, like people you wouldn't even think, like Quasi and DJ, like they're part of the family now. It took them like a month or 2 or whatever, to get acclimated.
Yeah.
But like we're all there for each other. It's a big family, no fights or anything except for like a practice. But like that's
Yeah, that's when it's a dog show,
That's
right?
family.
Hey,
Yeah.
a quick funny note. I'll give you a quick side note. I was at Sierra Canyon tour one day, just talking with the coaches and things like that, right? And I looked to my right, and we're talking about at this time, it's about last year, so it was one of the middle schoolers I know, and he and his brother were in the middle of the library, middle of the day, and they're playing chess. Right, they're in the library playing chess.
Wow.
So Maddie understands what I'm talking about, right? Like the culture and the comfort that they create for you guys to succeed academically, right? And keep that pressure down, keep the pressure off of these guys. I mean, they run a great program from the outside in, and I think that's why we're seeing so much success from those guys right now,
Man. Hey,
yeah,
Matt,
academically, we have 2 free periods. We have academic support. We have all these counselors.
That's insane.
It's really just like a safe, like, it's not a lot of kids, so like it's easy to like keep everybody together. And
Yeah.
a lot of the people on the football team, we have classes together. We can help each other.
Big.
Cool, man. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man. We really appreciate you, Maddie.
Maddie, let us know
Thank
where we can find you on social media real quick, brother.
What do you say?
Let everybody know where we can find you on social media real quick before we let you off.
Oh, just at Madam Rudy. It's everything.
That's right.
All right, man.
right.
Take it
Appreciate
easy.
you, Maddie.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's legit, yo. That's
Yeah,
legit.
he liked that.
That's legit.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
4.5. That's nutty.
That's legit.
4.5, right? Listen, 4.0 is already 3.5 is
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Kids are talking about 2.0, and you got a kid out here with a 4.5,
Right.
right? Doing it all,
Can go anywhere you want to go.
right? The most strenuous work when it comes down to being a student athlete.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even have to ask that
That's
question.
right.
It was
Student
he already
athlete.
out.
He answered like
that.
3 questions
Yeah.
I was going to ask him.
So listen, 3.5 or better puts you in the 90 percentile, right, of being able to choose whatever school
Right.
you like to be at. So
Yeah.
where does
Yeah.
4.5 put you?
Put you in the top 5.
110%, right? Top 5, you Power 5,
Yeah.
right? Talking about the best in the country can
Yeah.
come get you without a problem,
Without a
right?
problem.
Or let's say, hey, you decide to chase some other things but still want to play football. Those Ivy League schools can come and you know
Open
their
doors.
expectations.
And they hang out at Sierra Canyon.
Hey, definitely do, right?
So we gonna run Comigo back to back so we can get 2 of them knocked out real quick. We're gonna give them back to back conversations because we got live in studio guests.
Oh, it's on.
It's about to get crazy, y'all. So we're gonna come right
sir.
back. The Farron Dozier Show, Sports Active TV, Media, Radio. Shout us out. What's the count?
And all that.
Press the button.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Comigo. Comigo is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes. In moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Comigo decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Comigo.com to learn how you can get Comigo through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
Zetovia salve, made from natural and organic ingredients, good for inflammation, poor circulation, hemorrhoids, yeast infection, lip sores, dry coughs, eye pain, minor cuts and bruises, and ready to purchase at botanicaherbalco.com. BOTANICAHERBALCO.com. botanicaherbalco.com.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Comigo. Comigo is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes. In moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Comigo decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Comigo.com to learn how you can get Comigo through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
All right, welcome back to the Farron Dozier Show. Sports Collective TV, Media, Radio. Again, if you're in the IE and you got to get out of your car, grab your smartphone, your device, type in kcaradio.com, click listen live or watch live because we on the deck. Part 2.
On deck.
What else do we have to say, man?
Man, I'm excited, man. I'm just excited. It's been a good week of football. I'm happy for the playoff runs. It's good to see these guys. It's sad to see some guys go, but it's great to see where some of these guys are going, right? Some of these programs are going. I do want to, before we transition, you know, I to the world, I do understand that you guys are mad at Warren. You guys are yelling illegal formation. And all that. Listen. Coach P and those dudes earned it. They earned every inch. Coaches don't ref the game. Players don't ref the game. If the referee made a mistake, that's on them. and you guys can't drag these kids for doing what they were supposed to do and winning that game and you know, with a 2-point conversion on a play like that. That's just, you know, that's just me. All right,
Warren
guys?
has been on the cusp for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
This is them finally getting over the hump, right?
Right. It definitely is. It definitely
Man,
is.
yeah.
And you know
I
what?
saw
They
that.
earned it. They earned it, though. They deserve it. And I get it, though. I'm not mad at Chaminade. I'm an A1A guy, right? So I always want to see my A1A teams win, right? But I have a lot of respect for Coach P and Warren. And I mean, hey, man, it's football, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's a game of inches, and
It
you
be
know,
like
you
that.
got to be on point with it, man. So you know,
The Toa team. Team Toa.
Team Toa.
We got a lot of love for Team Toa.
yeah, I love the
Yeah.
affiliate. I love the affiliate.
I mean, I'm excited, man, because since your pop's been here, man, you know, this whole father-son duo, very important for me, man, because, you know, my dad passed in 19, and just restoring that relationship with him before he passed, man, was great.
Yeah.
And then to see you two working together,
yeah.
you know, what do you want to say about that, man?
I think it's great. I know a lot of people don't have this opportunity, and I'm really grateful for it, and I thank him a lot for what he does and everything. I think he's a great guy, great
All
dad.
that driving?
Yeah, a lot of driving,
Yeah.
a lot of helping other people, my friends, me,
Right.
just helping us get to where we want to be, helping me get to where I want to be.
Introduce yourself.
Ariane Lane, class of 2025, 3-star. Great guy. I love to see people win. Yes, sir.
Who wants to go first, man? Jeez.
You know what? Fine. I'm gonna just
Go
knock,
in the
I'm
zone,
Gonna, I'm
Rob.
gonna
Just
knock
go
this
in the
out real
zone,
quick.
Rob.
It's
Put him in the zone.
Go in the zone.
you know,
Rob.
Farron, you know, talked about his father, and you know, my son is 9, so he's a long way away, but we're really invested in what happens to you because we know the work that you're putting in. We know the work that's being put into you.
Yes, sir.
So we're really emotionally invested into you and your development. As a father, you want your kids to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And you take care of so many other people. When it's finally to the point where the son gets everything that he wants, everything that he deserves, it means the world to us. It's like we cry inside. We might cry in front of you. You see it. You know, you see it. You know, you see it all. But it's special. So for me being on the inside in, because we not on the outside, we on the inside.
Yeah.
We're really proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You had a hell of a freaking experience this year at Calabasas.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
He's going.
one guy just decided that, you know, high school we're out very early. He did that early. He did it before everybody.
Yes, sir. He did it.
You do everything, offense, defense, and you do it at a high level. I don't know which one you're better at.
Thank you.
When you're dealing with that type of adversity that you're dealing with, you're a sophomore. What goes through your mind to the point where you're taking on this leader role during a fire?
During the fire.
I think that it was a time where I really just had to step up even more. I already saw myself as a leader on the team,
Yeah.
so it wasn't too much of a difference.
Yeah.
It was really just trying to help the team fill their void that I knew they could fill a little bit.
Absolutely. You got better. Like the development is there, and the funny part is we're seeing like the trajectory.
Yeah.
That's what we're excited about is where you're going to end up at.
Yes, sir.
You personally, after you've done everything this season on both sides of the ball, what are you looking to accomplish in the off season to get you to where you're trying to go going into your junior?
In the off season, I'm really just looking to build, add more weight, build more muscle. I'm at about like 160, 165 right now. Really trying to get to that 175 range. So it's really undeniable. Keep getting faster.
Yeah.
And then just working on my technique.
It's crazy because it's like, you know, I remember we were small dudes. I mean, you're going to be bigger than him.
That's the plan.
I know you're waiting for that day where you can just be over him like, yeah, what's up?
What's happening, little bro?
You know, my 9-year-old, he already does that to me.
What's up, little bro?
It's like, man, hey, low key, I'm kind of like, oh man, that's gonna be a rough day when that happens. But you know, you got offers to go to colleges.
Yes, sir.
How does that fit? How did it feel when you got your first offer?
Getting my first offer was a great experience. I know a lot of people don't get to experience that, so I was really grateful. And I think it just made me want to build more and just keep going to get to my goals.
Absolutely. So, I mean, because you're going to have flexibility to the side where you want to go.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking for from a school, you know, when it comes to development on the next level?
I'm really looking for a school that plays guys young, develops them young, and it really teaches them how to grow into a man, and in all aspects, brings in people to help teach them things that they don't know. Not really arrogant in what they do, but really open and builds a family.
Dope. And I got about one more question. I'm gonna swing this over. We live in a time where we got, like, you know, the NIL thing.
Yes, sir.
How important do you feel it is to build up your brand?
I think building your brand's a really big aspect of the game at this point. Just in the way that it can get you money before you're in the NFL, and it can help you reach your goal of helping your family before you get like 10 years ahead of where you're at. So I think the name, image, and likeness is really a big thing in this game right now.
Absolutely. Appreciate you being in the zone with Robert Lamar, young man.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh! God. Let's just give me this fourth down. I watched this clip of you with the forced fumble and you recovered. Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
What was going on during that?
In that play, it was beginning of the game, first game of the season, and it was like, there's no way this guy is just like breaking loose. He came and he's just striking down the field, and it was like, I know I could make a play just the way he was running, the way I knew what I could do. So I really just I was at Oregon last offseason, and I remember Coach was telling me, he was like, we look for the big plays, like what separates you and makes you different. And, and I knew at that moment this play was going to make me
This is one of those.
This is one of those plays. So I said, rather than going for the tackle, I'm going to punch this out. And I did it, and I tried to recover it, but my teammate like tabbed me, and I thought it was the defense, so I kind of just fell on the ball, finishing the play.
You playing both sides of the ball, man.
Yes, sir.
Give me the mindset on the offensive side.
On the offensive side, it's really just play fast, play quick, play strong, while being elusive. So making sure the defenders are not able to get hands on, not able to rough you up in the tackles, because I am playing both sides of the ball, so I need to be fresh for defense while still getting to it on offense.
And of course, the defensive side. I guess you just kind of answered that a minute ago. Give me the defensive side.
The defensive side is more of like it's a flip. It's I'm coming for your head. I'm trying to take you off this field. It's rather than what it is on offense with the trying to stay healthy, stay on the field while making big plays.
Coaches pushing for excellence, expectations. Not necessarily this coach, but other coaches. You know, how do you stay on top of your game, man, with all that?
I think really just going play by play. Forget the last play, even if it was a mistake or it was the greatest play. Have like a short memory. So when I'm making a big play, it's really like, yeah, I made that big play. I'm gonna celebrate it later with my family after the game, rather than now 2 plays later. Now I'm getting beat because I'm still focused on the one play I did 2 plays ago.
Right.
Track.
Track.
Oof. That's serious in that family.
My track segment is called Sprint. So give us some real quick sprint conversation in your track life.
Well, I've been running track since I was 4. It was the first sport I could do because, you know, it's the first sport you could do when you're young.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got into it early. I knew I was going to get into it. There was no other option.
No other option about it.
There was love.
No option about it over there.
Right.
There was love just in the family. It's so big. It's
Yeah.
something you want to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great. Just working hard with the people you've been doing it with for so long, and the coaches and all the support. I think track is really big with that because it's individual, but it's a big family.
Do you get tired of hearing about how fast he was? Because look, I've been smoked by him before. So I actually know
Cigar
it.
style, too.
I've been smoked by him.
Cigar
And he was
style,
fast at a young age.
Hey, keep
Like
it
that
real. It's a
Coach-
lot of dudes out here that got the smokings. They ain't keeping it real. They ain't telling their kids, but I was the one.
No, I say it all the time. I remember being smoked by him. He's the first guy that made me realize I had to get faster because I didn't run track until high school.
Yeah.
So like I had to work for a 4.3. He was a 4.3 in his sleep. I used to hate him for that. I'm like, man, how is he so fast?
I don't think I get tired of it. I think it's more motivation to do that for my kids. That
Yeah.
they have to hear how fast I am, how great I was.
I mean, you look. You're a cool kid. You got it going, but it's like, we all love football, but like outside of football, what is it that like you like to do, outside of football that you enjoy?
Outside of football, I always enjoy to cook. So even like in the future, I thought about even opening a restaurant, things of that nature.
What?
And I also like commentating. I love the game. I don't think I would ever be able to get away from it. So I think commentating, doing things of that nature, things like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Music. When you locker room, sneakers lacing up, cleats lacing up. What's in the headphones, man?
Usually, I try to stay open, so I listen to what's on in the locker room. But if I do happen to put my headphones on for a big game, I listen to some Lil Baby. I mix it up. I listen to some R&B every here and there. Just try to switch it up because one of my best games did happen when R&B was playing at the locker room.
So we talking 90s R&B, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, you sound like my daughter. She like, this is my music. I'm like, no, this is not your music.
not your music,
This is what's
right.
got you here, but this is not your music.
I mean, you've been around music for so long, like dealing with your pops. Like,
real.
did you ever dabble? Did you ever dip into the music thing?
I've dabbled and dabbled. He always teaches me some things. I try
Yeah.
to stay open to it. I think it's a natural love that's
Yeah.
there just for how long I've been around it. So I always try to stay open to it, learn new things about it. So I've dabbled and dabbled a little bit.
JC says he's a businessman. Next level, when you dip, what do you want to major in?
I always thought about majoring in business. I think that was always the goal because it's a necessity.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you want to ask your pops? Ask your pops a question. What do you want to ask pops?
That's a
Because
rough
you-
one.
I'm keep in mind, I'm on the sidelines when he's yelling at all those referees, getting on your nerves, getting on you. Man, I've seen it. Man, everybody, Coach Will is the coach. They're like, man, can he shut up? That's him. I've seen it, but yeah, I want to hear this.
What do you ask your
Let that happen over there.
Yes. Run that.
I
What?
think I have a question, but if I did, it would probably be, what's it like being a parent from the outside looking in?
It's tough, man. Not just for me. When especially being so hands on. When you're so hands on and you're trying to critique everything to be positive, right? So to speak on it. Just from the parent's perspective, it's tough. You're always on pins and needles, right? That's the saying, right? You're all because you always want the best situation to happen, right? For yours, right? You're rooting for the team. You're rooting for everyone to do well. Your son, and, but you hoping that yours is the reason, and then also not the reason, right? So I've had times where I've had to deal with him being the reason, right? Because of the atmospheres that I put him in, right? So you got to know, all right. Well, you put him over here with this tier, right? So it's gonna come with some bumps and bruises until he becomes the tier, right? Until he sets the bar, and so for me, it's really just one, trying to stay motivating and trying to stay positive. It's tough because you're always trying to prepare them for what's best and what's next, right? So just for me, it's all about just trying to stay positive, expressing my love consistently. You know what I mean?
sure.
So
I'm gonna
if
go
we-
hard, but it's about the love that I express.
So in 15 seconds, if we could say, dear son, what would you say? 15
Ooh.
seconds.
Dear son, man, I love you and continue to stay focused because you're on your way to the top. Nothing's gonna stop you from that.
Quick, before we get out, man, where can we find you on
Yes.
social media?
Give him the
At Ariane Santana on all social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and that's where I'm at.
Yes,
This
sir.
is
Yes,
nothing less than I expected, man.
Yeah, man. You know, great, man. We love you guys, man. These
Yeah.
boys, man, these dudes support you. They support everything that you've been going through. So I really want to say thank you to the fellas. You know, thank you to our engineer. He, believe it or not, he's one of your biggest supporters back there.
And he's
man.
about to cut us off.
And we're
Look out.
done.
Look out.
Hey, next weekend, catch us right here,
Yes, sir.
KCARadio.com,
Sound
Sports
Mind,
Collective
Sound
TV
Body
Media
West.
Radio. Shout us out,
Appreciate
what's the count? At
Tap
Sports
in.
Collective TV Media.
Tap in.
At
go.
WDC on SCT.org. Took us to trade awareness. That's it. We good. Peace.
Some of us still carry the burden of battle. It threatens to drown us in our everyday lives. In battle, we had our weapons and combat gear to keep us safe, to keep us confident. But when we returned home, we were not armed with weapons and gear to cope with our own minds. I was lucky to find my combat gear, my mental weapon, and it's called Calmago. Calmago is a drug-free device that allows you to achieve calm in less than 3 minutes in moments of anxiety, stress, anger, panic, or insomnia, not with medication, but rather by activating the parasympathetic nervous system through breathing regulation and multisensory stimulation. A recent study has shown that Calmago decreases PTSD and anxiety levels in veterans, helping those who are suffering and having a long-lasting effect. Visit Calmago.com to learn how you can get Calmago through the VA or with a special veterans discount code.
KC